What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Anime Royalty Radio. I am Vol. With me, of course, Aaron Legend.
What's up?
Mr. Spud.
Yo.
And Don Juan.
I feel like you had to, think about his name there for a second. You just saw his...
I was going to call him Christian.
No, don't do that! That's a no-no!
And tonight on our anime segment, we're going to be reviewing Chivalry of a Failed Knight, which is the anime that I selected last episode for the group to watch and review. And a little bit of how I came across this anime. I was in the middle of just sitting at home, getting paid by the government to not be at work because of COVID.
You bastard. Yeah, we don't know what that like. We were essential workers.
So, being not essential, I was like, well, what else is there for me to do? Watch anime and play games. And that's what I did. And I just added things to queue. I read the synopsis and I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. So I was looking for an anime that had a little bit of action, a little bit of romance, a whole
lot of fan service.
A little bit of fan service. But I didn't want my protagonist to be that otaku nerd loser that breaks out in hives when a girl's near,
those are the best,
or the raging pervert that can't keep his hands off of him.
Even better.
Dime a dollar.
Yes.
And I feel like I got that with Ikki Kurogane in Chivalry of a Failed Knight. He's just a good, wholesome character. And the story follows Ikki Kurogane, who is dubbed the worst one at his school, which is a school for magic users. And, of course, to make the plot interesting, he can't use magic.
Yep.
And he has to win their 7-star tournament?
No, he has to get entered into the 7-star.
He just has to enter.
He has to win.
Well, yeah, but remember, the first season only counts up until he makes it to the 7-star entry. He's number 6.
Right, but the stipulation was you have
for him to graduate,
he has to win.
He has to
Right.
win the
so
whole entire
his graduation is being held hostage by him defeating all these...
Not the school's fault.
His father's, his family.
So.
His family.
It's not the school's fault. God!
It's not the school's fart. Okay, we got it.
They didn't even allow him to take classes.
If you insist.
Like could be
Brie Larson.
this year.
Nice tits.
What does that do here?
I don't know. Maybe it'd get me back in the zone to not say that word. I don't know.
Decoy.
But yeah, he's not even, like Juan pointed out, he's not even allowed to take classes. So all he has is his own, his device and his blade steel.
That was for the year before. Now he can take classes.
Right.
Yep.
Right, but that was the stipulation because the school was run by somebody who was loyal to his father's company.
Yeah.
And would let him attend, but not let him do anything. Now it's taken over by a new principal.
Yes.
And
she's there to have his back. Yes.
Yeah. And let's be honest. When we say having his back, maybe that much. I feel like she could have done a lot more.
Once again, it's also her first year there. She can't change up too much or she'll literally get fired.
Okay, but continue.
But it has a very colorful cast of characters, including his... So he arrives he walks into his dorm room and he's like, oh, new school year started, and who's there? Of course, a naked Princess Stella Vermilion, who is the voluptuous, harebrained pinup girl of the show.
I really wouldn't say harebrained.
She is an airhead, though.
She's a little bit airheaded, but I think it's
ditzy.
But I think it's because she's from a different country. And I mean that because she always asks about the culture.
He got super defensive.
She always asks about the culture of Japan, like when they go on the vacation trip.
So it's not a race thing.
No, it wasn't meant that way at all. I just feel like it's not something that they taught her about before she got shipped out to that school.
It's not only that. You gotta remember she's royalty. So
that is true too.
Used to a certain privilege.
Exactly. Now you're making it political.
Ignoring Stella's white privilege. Juan, I don't know what that was about.
I was firing back, okay?
But I wasn't being anything. I was actually trying to make a point.
But yes.
The core group consists of Ikki, the main protagonist, his love interest, Stella Vermilion, his little sister, Shizuku Kurogane, who is...
Incest! Incest.
They definitely shouldn't be left alone
You don't
by
know
the
what you're doing
parents
to me.
when they're home.
Literally, the first scene with
Oh
both
my
of them
God.
in there, she just
Oh my
ran
God.
up to him and just started making out with him in front of
And
everybody.
Stop.
the best scene, and I have to admit this, when she kisses him and he pulls her away, and there's
The spit.
Yeah,
How-
the trail.
what kind of kiss it was? I was like, woo! I don't know whether to be aroused or embarrassed right now. I need an adult.
So there I was, me and my penis confused.
Moving on to the rest of the core cast. Let's talk
And
about
then
Alice.
you have Alice, of course. Who
I love Alice.
I think a lot of us really. Alice was the homosexual crew member of the group.
Which was really nice and refreshing to see, instead of just Netflix being like, this is his entire character.
Hulu?
Gay.
You mean Hulu?
No, I mean Netflix.
No, this is Hulu.
No, I mean Netflix.
He's talking about what
Oh,
Netflix does.
Netflix is like, oh yeah, we need diversity.
Hulu did it right, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually agree. He was a well-written character.
He was
I
a
didn't
very
Progressed the
good.
story, interacted with the other characters very
His
well.
power-
Had a
outside.
broken power, absolute shadow manipulation. That's
And he's
so
just
cool.
all around a great
Ah,
character
gotcha.
that
he
took
care of everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
Out of the three, he was the mama bear.
Yeah, yep. He was the mother
He is
hen.
the mother
Yep.
hen, mama bear, and I love him.
Yep.
I love his character.
He was definitely one of my top favorites, but my all-time favorite was the class president, Toka. Is that
Toka Tota? Yeah, something like
the lightning?
Her fight with the sister.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Very good.
That was
an epic
10.
fight.
And then Iki takes her out in one blow like that because he knows if he doesn't,
He ain't
he's
gonna.
gonna lose. So.
And I love how he does it. Like, okay, I know y'all haven't watched it. We're trying not to give too many spoilers. I mean,
But
hell,
instead
Oh, are
of
we?
using
My
his
bad.
power traditionally like he would normally do through a fight, he pushes all of his power into 1% and then just uses all of
where
it in the first second.
he's literally killing himself. Like his blood is pouring out of his eyes, every orifice, because he's using so much power.
He basically blew I don't know how many blood vessels around his entire body just for that power up.
But
Right.
okay, so are you done with your review of it yet? Because I'm ready to
Yeah.
talk. I'm ready to talk about this thing.
So are we going a certain way?
However you want to do it. If you want to wait, that's fine. I have yet to really tell these guys what I fully thought of the anime. I've been kind of keeping it, I've been kind of keeping it a little bit
Under wraps.
under wraps because I don't want another incident like it was with me and Don
Where
over here with
He texted
Zombieland.
his opinions of Zombieland Saga and
Which
was
was-
brutally attacked by the Don.
I'm sorry. I have an issue when it comes
He
to
takes it
getting
to heart.
attached.
The Don caught him outside with a baseball bat, his leather jacket on, and just took his knees out.
So, do we want to go to me next? It's up to y'all.
Yes, I'm gonna pass
Okay.
it to you.
Obviously chomping at the bit. Just go.
Shut up!
You're obviously eager to share. Just do it.
You said chomping at the bit, so.
It's okay. Nobody else uses your pop filter.
So, as an anime, when I first turned it on, I watched the first fight. I agree with you. I thought he was going to be the typical, stereotypical anime character.
Yeah.
Either be an actual loser or be the guy who can't do anything around women or extremely perverted.
Yeah.
It was a breath of fresh air to actually see him have his mock fight with her and actually win it like in 3 moves? Like he destroyed her.
Mastered her style and turned it against her
like
in the fight.
Like nothing. And I was just like, oh. But then I got worried. The more it went on, I kind of was afraid that we were seeing a little bit too much of his power and something's going to fuck him up. To where we're going to have some weird, like, Zombieland Saga thing, to where he's going to be down on his own. And we're going to have those big-time Fuller episodes of just, woe me.
I mean, the pity parties.
Yes, I really did think it was going that way. Because everything was such a high. Like, he's doing good. He's got the love of his life,
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Everything's going good. But then when it did crash, it did it in a great way. to where it actually showed him persevering through it.
It was more of a trial than anything.
Yes, and it done so well, especially when she cuts off her hair and sends it to him, because she understands what he's going through.
The fact that they kept him arrested, but still let him fight, but then just threw him back into his cell.
That bothered me. Which, by the way, his father, I don't know where his mother's at. Did she die?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember. Fuck him. In all out terms, fuck him. I have never
He
wanted
was
to,
a good villain.
I have never wanted to come through a TV so hard and just punch the fuck out of somebody. I'm serious.
I was actually kind of hoping that we might see like some hidden actual love for his son. No, we saw him.
No, you're mediocre. Like,
you were meant to be the lowest. I had absolutely no expectations for you whatsoever. Kind of dad.
Yeah.
The only thing that really bothered me about this show is you had some really good fights up to where you fought the hunter dude, and then it kind of just died down on the action. I felt like a little bit. Wasn't as full paced as it was before, so it kind of got a little bit boring. I found myself like, well, I need to go do dishes. I'll do dishes. Just let it run in the back. But are you okay?
Just stretch my ankles.
But I can understand that from you because
Go ahead.
not in a bad way.
Go ahead.
But the majority of the anime that you watch is usually like high octane fighting, killing. Just the action is usually always at a steady level or at a peak and then back to a. So there's usually not that much of a lull.
And you're not wrong. You're really not wrong. There's only certain cases it is like that. With Perfect Blue is like that. Promised Neverland is like that. But the story is so good, it keeps me invested to where I don't want to get up and do something else. Not saying it was a bad show at all. I mean, I really actually enjoyed this. I'm kind of upset. This came out in 2015 and there is no sequel.
Yeah.
They leave it.
Unfortunately, we see too many of those.
Oh,
God.
one shots,
season anime.
right?
Yeah.
And this thing deserves it.
Yeah.
I believe it fully deserves it. It has enough love, I know, from us, and it has to be doing something good to still be shown to do it. At least it was better than Grimgar.
I think we've said that just about anything is better than Grimgar.
What did you think about it, big guy?
Oh, it was good.
Riveting.
It started with episode 1 and then
I love
ended
these
with
glowing
episode 12.
reviews.
No, I don't think you're too far off with your assessment. I think overall it was a little high octane-ish. Episodes 2 through 5 kind of slowed down. Episodes 6 and 7, 8 through 9 was a little maintenance-y, and then 10 through 12 was a totally different cinematography to where
God, where they made
the
it look
Bushido style, where it's like, this is so tragic, we're not even going to play noise for you. It's just going to be
They
traditional
had
Japanese
the old
music.
film grain. They had the black and white with certain color palettes and
to show the
series.
Yeah,
No
the serious
words, just a couple of sentences so you can understand the context. And I get it. It's more reverent. It's supposed to deliver that more somber feeling without having to have 15 different characters they've already established.
Right.
Change up their sadness level just to introduce how sad it is instead of just making it more cinematography. Getting that cinematography style feel where everything is sad. That way you don't have to get each character's play on it. It's sad. It's established. There it is.
And one thing I did notice about this too, you're talking about cinematography. There's barely any CPU graphics.
CGI?
Yeah, CGI
Right.
used. Even in the fight scenes. I didn't see much of it in the fights.
There was like one or two where he does some really big, quick scenes, but other than that,
Everything-
I can't notice
I think
it.
some of the magic effects, like Shizuku's water, was more
yeah.
or less CGI, but everything else was just like mostly drawn by the look of it.
And I think like at the beginning of this series had a little bit of identity crisis. And the reason why I say that, remember when they went to the mall?
Yeah.
Like, do they want them to be like heroes? Or are these school kids? Is this about the tournament or what they can do outside? I kind of felt like it had just a little bit of an identity crisis of what it wanted to be at that point in time. But after that episode, it was like, oh no, we're good. We're going to continue with him trying to fight his way through that.
And we even talked about this earlier. I was actually quite surprised at the amount of language used.
Oh, yes.
Which isn't a bad thing, but I was just kind of surprised at an anime like this where you don't see really much gore like, say, Parasite or Berserk or something like that, or Dead Man Wonderland, but you still see, like, people using, like, the F word and, other words and like that, and
sexual tones.
And I'm just like, I wasn't expecting that, but it didn't make for a bad mix.
No, and I actually do have to agree with that, too. I do wish, and this is just my personal choice, I do wish it was a little bit more gory.
You say that about everything, though.
You're not wrong.
We're not going to fight.
No, but, I mean, you're right. I do say that a lot about stuff, but that's my personal choice.
So, Nick, what did you think about the new Hello Kitty Island Adventures? Well, it would have been better if there would have been
gory.
more.
I honestly don't think it would have played in anywhere good, to be honest, at the end where it was so sad and somber.
Oh, yeah,
the gore wouldn't have added to anything. In the beginning where it's so high-pitched, happy, and this is the school, and this is magic, and then this is this. It wouldn't have made sense to throw in gore, but the mall scenes where they could have made it more gory, but that would have been more of a shock and out of character for that show. So if it had a second season, yes, I could understand more gore. But when trying to establish this as it was in season 1, I don't think there was anywhere they could have added more gore, and it would have been right for the tone.
I disagree. And the reason why I disagree is because in the contract for his for them doing the tournament fights, it even says may cause death. I kind of want to see somebody die.
So that would give you that level of seriousness.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I felt like there was no. I mean, yes, people were getting kind of cut up, but nothing was like. Everything was basically a flesh wound.
Should Toka have killed Shizuku in their fight?
I think they should have emphasized it a little bit more instead of just mentioning it that one time.
I think things would have turned way too grim for the plot, in my opinion.
If they would have referenced it a few more times before each fight, like, all right, man, here you go. Now remember, be careful.
You could die.
And then he beats the hunter guy. And the last thing the hunter guy says is like, whoa, take him easy, man. And you can see as he gets closer, he's just stressing out more and more. And at the last thing he says is, be careful, you could kill me.
Right. And then, see, that's all I'm trying to say. Maybe if it was just some stupid throwaway match that had no headlining characters in it, and it just showed the brutality of what this match can be. I feel I
think it did with the Hunter one. I mean, even he said, "Let's do a vital shot," and it shoots him like in the liver or something like that.
Or the girl with the blood katana, like she was ready to kill him.
Ding, ding. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like just show that there's actually some type of death or serious consequence to not being prepared for this fight.
Which it was kind of a cop out to have her dad like be in a coma.
Yeah.
I think it would have been 10 times more.
If he was dead.
Yeah.
It would have meant more for her dojo.
I thought he was too, and then she's like, oh yeah, he's coming out. And I'm like, I thought he was dead.
Yeah, I did.
I thought he was a really cool dude. He even had the moniker The Last Samurai.
He is a cool dude.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just think it would have meant more for the family, the dojo, the revenge, if he was actually dead.
So here's my other question about this. Who's the main antagonist?
His dad.
But
his dad and his dad's group. Like,
yeah,
the whole
his dad's
family
flunkies.
Corporation was just like, yeah, we can't let him win.
But are they?
I think Kurata would have been like the next one too. The dude with the coat and the
him, the one who literally goes to the school, challenges them, and wins their school.
Yeah.
I feel like he was more of an antagonist, a more physical, more front-running antagonist compared to the family business.
And the way that he like encountered Iki there in the diner, and then when later at the back at the dojo, his friends were out front talking about, he was sitting there pondering like he knew. So I feel like if we got another season, he could have become a rival, even a part of their group.
Yes.
Maybe.
I feel like that's what they're going. I think they're going to give him the Vegeta thing.
Yeah, that's what I think.
If we ever get a season 2, he will be the Vegeta of the group. I really do.
I agree.
It's possible.
So you're the only one who hasn't shared. We've been taking up a lot of time.
I'm the only one who hasn't shared.
You've been giving snippets.
Give up the mic.
That's what I literally just said.
He was really excited about this one.
I'm sorry. I really was.
No, I understand.
For once, I feel
on the whole,
And that's all the time we have. They're just going to cut me out completely.
No, we're not.
Never.
I'm just messing with you.
We still
I
have
do
10
agree
more
with what
minutes.
you said about what's his name, the sword eater guy,
Karada, yeah.
Karada. I had respect for the guy, even though he was a major a-hole. And then I'm not gonna lie,
He was very strong,
Even after he defeated Ayase's dad, the last samurai, we see that right before he basically passed out, that he was having the time of his life.
Yeah.
And that the only thing he regretted was not like doing the finishing move that he probably would have defeated named
Karada.
Karada with.
Because it literally shows, he says, I've been waiting for somebody else to show me this move, because when they do the flashback, it catches him right here. If the dude's heart wouldn't have gave out, he would have made it.
And even when Iki does defeat him in the dojo, it's not like really bitter defeat for name
Karada.
Sorry.
So it can almost
for Karada. And it almost has that almost build up that's like, we're going to see these two fight again and it's going to be epic. And even at the end, like after the fight or during the fight with the class president, Karada, see, I didn't have to ask his name that time, is just chilling outside like I know, like, good job, kid. I'm gonna definitely kick your ass next time. I do see him as a Vegeta, the rival character, but I just don't see him as like the dad, as like the main antagonist. If anything, it's more like a character who, again, like Vegeta, strengthens the protagonist, Iki.
Yeah, I actually have to agree with you. But I will say this: thank God Iki is not a Goku.
Thank God.
God, I couldn't stand that.
Now, I was telling you guys this at the beginning. In the first episode, I was a bit iffy because everything was just happening at such a fast pace. Nothing was really established slowly like it really should have been. And then we could continue with the rest of the show, and it was fine. So that was one of the only things that really just didn't do it for me. Yeah.
It was kind of weird they didn't flesh out everything, because he was like, I'm a magic knight. This is my sword. Pulls it out of nowhere. I don't have magic. I'm like, wait, what did you just do with that sword?
Where'd that disappear to?
And Stella,
it's not in your ass. Like, where'd that sword come from?
And Stella being an A-class, knight in training or maid, whatever.
Yeah, knight in training.
Yeah, and she just completely lost, and then that was it. And then it's like, okay, now there's a love interest that's been established. I'm like, this is all happening in the span of like 25 minutes.
You're not wrong. I did feel like in the first couple of it was really fast paced.
Now, I do like my psychological animes, and I got a little bit of that with Ayase and her whole, trying to get her dojo back at any means necessary, even if it meant
cheating.
Yeah, getting him to use his once a day ability, getting him to
the way that she did
setting the traps.
She threw her.
Yeah, I was agreeing with you. I was actually patting you to agree with you. Continue. I was going to be like,
I was an agreeance pat.
No, but when she throws herself over the freaking the rooftop, and knowing that he was going to use his his power up move, Toshura, to catch her.
Not knowing, because once they hit the ground, she's like, "You actually used it."
I think she betted.
I think
she was betting on it.
She was betting on, but I think knowing what good of a person Iki was, and him obviously not completely knowing that. Well, no, he did kind of know it could have been a trap because of what Alice said.
Yeah, he told Alice, it's like, something's not right.
But being the good person that he is, he did use Ito Shura to save her and destroyed half of that freaking building.
God, and I love the principal the next day. I've seen your work.
Anyway, but yeah. And her whole development from an honorable student of her father, thinking that, his family, her family's
fall
been
from
wrong.
grace, yeah.
Her fall from grace, and then to get it back.
But she disappeared.
No, she came back.
When?
At the end.
I didn't see her.
Yeah, whenever Icky's like running back, all like broken and stuff, and everybody's there, from his friends, the losers that tried to attack him, then became like followers of
Master.
The guy with the magic gun.
Yeah, that couldn't get it to do anything.
It's a revolver. Why is it jammed?
Come on, you piece of crap.
The gun people in this room are not happy with that.
No, that was so dumb. Like, how do you go to a school and not know how your own magic weapon works?
And it's a gun.
Especially when it's just springs and solid pieces of metal.
Speaking of which, you guys have seen Freezing, right? Or at least some of you.
Yes, I was about to agree with you.
It, but I have not seen it.
I've watched it, and me and you talked about it.
The way they Volt weapons or whatever, how they just spawn out, really reminded me of Freezing. But the way that they name them and even give like an adjective or an adverb, like I can't remember what Iki says whenever he spawned his. But it was very reminiscent of Bleach. Whenever a Soul Reaper, spawns its, Zanpakuto or activates it, he usually say like an adjective and then the name of the sword. That was really reminiscent of that, and I really like that. And
Yeah.
I know you really like fighting anime, but I really like swordplay anime. And this one really did it for me. Like, the combat was really good. The weapons were really cool. Except for the gun one, that was just weird, and it was a small pistol.
Yeah. See, we agree. We agree. It was kind of, and there was only one other instance where it wasn't a bladed type weapon. If you noticed, it was the guy who had the armor,
and then he gave
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, he gave up.
No, I think he knew.
You had a guy with the bow and a guy with the armor, and the guy with the bow was fairly
a dick.
Yeah, and he was
very
cheap,
greasy,
but he got his.
And then there's the whole color scheme of the intro when everything's like black and white, and it's very Bushido. What's the name of that game? I know we're going off topic, but there's I think it's like a quick platformer 1v1 samurai game where everything's in black and white and the screen will actually change.
Sounds pretty cool.
It was a PlayStation 1 game, and it was literally one slash hit, you dead.
Well, they brought it back.
I can't remember
Samurai
the name of
Showdown. I don't
No,
know.
no, that's the regular
but
fighting
you'd
game.
have one character in all black, one character in all white, and the screen would change color templates from this side being black and this side being white, so that the player could camouflage himself and do a sneak attack. That's just very Bushido, in my opinion, of the color scheme, and I really like that.
Heck yeah.
But you brought up a good point. You said it reminded you of Freezing. I got the same thing because of the love interest. Remember?
Oh, you'll see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got to get to that. I'm sorry. But the love interest with Freezing, how she fell in love with her backup or whatever, same thing here. There was that little bit of love interest that was like Freezing.
The only thing that was missing was a plate full of burgers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what it is, but you just see this really hot anime chick and they just put away an entire plate of 50 burgers.
You normally eat 7 bowls, Stella.
I wasn't hungry!
Yeah.
How heavy are the dumbbells you lift? Is she eating 7 steaks?
That sounds like something
Where
you
does
would
it
do.
all go? Or even Fate.
are you
Some of the sabers just eat like a shit ton.
Are you,
Yeah.
are you wanting me to cook you 7 steaks?
Can you?
I mean, I can.
What's the time limit?
I don't know.
How long of a food coma are you going to be in?
I don't know. Well, depending on the time limit, I might be able to have power naps.
He did. Hey, the time I made him 3, he ate 2 and 1, fell asleep, woke back up, ate the other one.
He will arise in 3 days or 4. We don't know.
We don't know.
Whenever he gets bored, he'll get up.
We were watching the Five Nights at Freddy Game Wars.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, I really like the anime. I like the diversity in characters from the somewhat the younger sister with the brother, fixation or whatever. You had the very a handsome but yes gay androgynous male. He has a very busty ditzy airheaded princess. You had the main protagonist, which was very well balanced, which is very nice to see.
Yes, he was.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, sir, how do you feel?
Well, again, we're probably not going to get a season 2.
No,
And
unfortunately.
I wish it could have been longer, so I'd give it an 8. I'd give it a solid 8.
Well, that's very respectable. Mr. Spud?
I would have to give it an 8.5.
8.5. Wow, okay.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
good. Aaron Legend, sir?
For its ability to change up the norms for anime like that, I'd have to give it an 8.5 as well.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, you did a good job. this
Sounds
time.
like I hit another home run. That's 2 in a row for
It is 2 in a row.
Bull over here.
Yeah.
Sir, what do you have in store for us?
I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm
Well,
so
you shouldn't
scared.
be scared. This is actually really good.
I'm excited.
so scared.
I think you guys will really like this one. It's a little more on the serious side.
I'm terrified.
It'll be a little more on the serious side. It has a decent musical score. I don't know how you guys feel about classic Italian or any kind of music like that.
Well, I like the Cars.
Yeah, I don't think it's classic Italian Cars, but
Damn.
But with the first season being originally drawn, you'll love the artwork. You may enjoy it all together.
How many seasons are we looking at?
2 seasons,
And
12 per season.
Okay, so it rounds up to 20, 26. Okay,
I'll allow it.
24.
24. Yep.
Can I
24,
see your
26.
math?
Well, no, I say that because season 1 might be 12 episodes, and the next one might be 14.
It could happen.
Hey, look at fucking Castlevania.
Yeah.
4
no kidding.
fucking episodes.
But we have Netflix
Then
to blame
8,
for
then
that.
10. Like they could never make up their mind.
Minds.
This is true.
So,
But I've been recommending it for years. I don't know if you guys have watched it yet or.
I'm so scared.
I have not been. It hasn't been recommended to me yet.
I
So
haven't
far, I've
recommended it
watched
to you
everything
yet.
that you've recommended.
I haven't recommended it to you yet.
Okay.
So the anime I will be picking is. It's also available on Funimation. Make sure you guys have Funimation.
Of course.
Gunslinger Girl.
Okay.
Is it dubbed?
Yes.
Okay.
Dubbed on Funimation both seasons.
All right.
Okay.
Gunslinger Girl. Okay.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
Wait. Who's the main character in that?
It's an orphan girl that works for the Italian secret intelligence agency. She runs around with a P90.
I've been actually wanting to watch that,
Is
Does
her
she-
name
does she
and I
have-
just
Joe?
haven't.
Does she have like a sidekick who's a blonde?
There is a tall, dark-skinned blonde orphan. She carries a shotgun.
That's right up your alley, Juan.
And when I say tall, I mean tall for her age. She's not like tall, but all the girls are orphans.
So it's basically Hitman, but female?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the point. They're meant to look like little schoolgirls so that they can go out and kill these super evil gangsters and underground criminals because nobody expects the little girl carrying a violin case to pull out a P90. And,
right.
yeah, that's the whole point.
Okay.
You're thinking of a double-barrel shot-off shotgun like in Desperado.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But they're not just little girls. They're not just orphans. There's a big, deep backstory to where they came from and how they're going to progress as people. And the music's pretty traditional. I think you guys will enjoy it. Plus, there's a lot of cool guns.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm excited for the guns.
Mhm.
I'm excited for the
Sounds pretty good. I'm
Now,
excited
season
to check
2
it out.
is a big stretch from season 1 because, like I said, season 1 was expected to not do so well. It was originally drawn, and after the original reviews, people just weren't into it. But then there was a big push, like, yes, we need this season 2, and season 2's made a little bit ways afterwards. So it still has the original story that they intended for season 2, but it's going to have a little bit bigger budget as far as the design of the anime. I think it went to computer generated at that point. And I don't remember how the music was for season 2, but I think you guys will really enjoy it.
Well, can't wait.
Me neither. And that's going to do it for us, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next